A lot of YouTubers have accomplished some pretty cool things during their time on this platform. From launching businesses, landing their own TV shows, books, movie roles. Unfortunately for the Ace family, the main thing that they've accomplished is collecting the most lawsuits. Over these past few months, both Austin and Catherine have been hit with more lawsuits than most people could ever imagine. I think with this new lawsuit that we're going to be talking about today, their new standing total is 7 lawsuits. They've been sued by business partners, they've been sued by investors, they've even been sued by the city of Beverly Hills. They're now being sued by FaZe Jarvis. It's a mess, so let's get into it. As we all know, last year Austin decided that he wanted to embark on a new path of trying to become a boxer. Austin was seeing the success that other YouTubers were having, and he had to try and do the same. The only difference is, you could tell YouTubers like KSI and Jake Paul actually had this genuine interest and passion for it. To me, it always felt like Austin was just in it because he knew it would be quick and easy money. He knew at the end of the day, no matter what happened, it would probably get him more clout, and that seemed like his whole drive behind it. The first event was a complete mess. They didn't sell enough pay-per-views, they lost money, and Austin got sued big time. The second event was pretty much completely empty, and Austin ended up losing and walking away from the sport. Austin is now being sued for his first boxing event over a year ago now. FaZe Jarvis filed a complaint against Austin for breach of contract, breach of implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, fraud, negligent misrepresentation, intentional interference with contractual relations, and civil conspiracy. Yikes. The suit starts off by giving a little description of who Austin and the Ace family are, and Jarvis and his lawyers did not hold back at all. They wrote, Austin McBroom and his family gained notoriety in 2017 on YouTube, vlogging their day-to-day lives on their own Ace family channel. As scandals involving McBroom surfaced, and there were many allegations of cheating and sexist tweets, a staged burglary, fraudulent charity events, a sham fan club with false promises of merchandise, the McBroom's number of followers grew. As the number of followers grew, the McBroom financial fortune swelled, sustaining, for now, their insatiable appetite for extravagance. A $10 million house, an orange Lamborghini, and a Rolls Royce. So clearly Jarvis and his attorney are trying to show the judge what kind of person they think Austin is. They want whoever is going to be reading this lawsuit to know that Austin has a history online, and it's not exactly a good one. Whenever Austin and Catherine throw any kind of event or launch a new business, a lawsuit always follows them only a few short months later. I honestly think their only semi-successful event was the Ace Fest. Yes, it looked pretty boring, didn't seem as great as they made it out to be, but so far, no lawsuits have come from it, and I think that's a pretty huge accomplishment for the Ace family. The suit goes on to explain the whole premise of the YouTubers versus TikTokers and talks about how Austin was trying to grow his brand off of the backs of all these popular influencers. It alleges that Austin purposely hired well-respected people in the industry like Paul Kazers and hid his own personal ownership of the company behind an LLC as a way to make the company look more legit. Even Austin knew that if his name was on this company, people probably wouldn't be taking it that seriously. The suit reads, the ruse began with McBroom's incorporating a single-purpose limited liability company, Simply Greatness Productions, SGP. McBroom and Zyvan chose Delaware as a state of incorporation, where McBroom could take advantage of the state's anonymity protocols. When other social media stars began to ask questions of SGP, Austin McBroom and the SGP attorneys had a secondary scheme which they employed. Alan McBroom and Zyvan suggested that ownership of the LLC be transferred to Kazers on the day of significant contract signing. Alan McBroom further suggested that, following the execution of the agreement, ownership would then be returned to Austin McBroom. Kazers was stunned by Alan McBroom and Zyvan's devious plotting. It then talks about how Austin and his team oversold and exaggerated the event in every possible way, from posting certain celebrities and influencers before even asking them, and promising money to people that they didn't end up receiving. The lawsuit says, in another version of his marketing deck, McBroom showed Kevin Hart as the host for Social Gloves, despite McBroom's never approaching Hart directly for the project. McBroom knew that Kevin Hart would be out of the country during the event. He also apparently projected that the event would make like $500 million, and as we know, that definitely didn't end up happening. The event made such little money that Austin couldn't even pay the participants what he promised them, and they ended up having to settle for a fraction of what was promised. Apparently, everyone who he was working with at LiveX Live, and even his own business partners, were warning him that he was spending way too much money, and his marketing strategy, or lack of marketing strategy, wouldn't sell the tickets that he was hoping to sell. Jarvis attached an exhibit to the lawsuit, which shows Austin was telling everyone that this event was going to sell 10 million pay-per-views. I don't watch boxing or anything, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like most huge fights with some of the top boxers probably don't even sell that many pay-per-views. The fact that Austin thought he could get anywhere close to that is just crazy to me. The suit goes on to say, McBroom was warned by 2 experts that SGP's promotional strategy will not drive ticket purchases. LiveX Live's chief marketing officer went on record with McBroom warning that his strategy would not guarantee no more than 200,000 pay-per-view sales. McBroom pointed to all the impressions the event was generating. Ms. Stone admonished that impressions do not equal conversions. But McBroom already knew that. McBroom's goal was to elevate his number of followers, the element which brought him and his family wealth during the last 4 years. McBroom's business manager, Goodman, also sounded the alarm. He advised McBroom to cancel the event because there was a little chance that based upon the numbers at that point in time, the event would generate sufficient sales to cover the talent's contracts and other contracts. And everyone in the situation, except for Austin, was right. He only ended up selling 136,000 pay-per-views, which is still a lot, but it's definitely nowhere around the numbers that Austin was promising. Jarvis also attached this screenshot that honestly looks like some fan edit to me. It's some flyer that Austin made up, which says that Kevin Hart would be hosting the event and the national anthem, get this, would be sung by none other than James Charles. Something tells me that Austin probably didn't even try to reach out to James to officially get anything in writing before sending those flyers out to people. I think it's pretty clear that he just inflated the event to get more YouTubers and even bigger names interested in his event. Now, is Austin's ego actually that big and he truly thought that he could sell that many pay-per-views and get all these people to take part in his event? Or did he know that he couldn't sell those numbers and was purposely inflating the event in a way to scam these people? I just can't wrap my mind around Austin actually thinking that he could sell 10 million pay-per-views. Like, yeah, TikTok was really starting to take off when this event took place. TikTokers were driving massive numbers, but on free platforms. I can't see that many kids spending like $50 on a pay-per-view when they could just search up the fight on YouTube and see what happened, or probably even see clips on TikTok. Jarvis claims that he was offered just over $1 million for the fight with a $25,000 upfront fee, but he didn't end up getting that promised amount and now he's suing. So yeah, Austin has landed himself another lawsuit just before 2022 comes to an end. I really don't know how Austin and Catherine are even affording all these lawsuits and legal fees and lawyers and everything else that comes along with doing shady business. Their views aren't exactly the best anymore, and they did say that this was their final year on YouTube, so we'll see if that actually ends up happening. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.